In this video lecture, we will talk about bacterial cell shapes or bacterial cell morphologies. Bacterial cell morphologies are not very diverse. There are limited number of shapes, and that's why it is difficult to identify bacteria on the basis of their morphologies only. So we have to perform various types of biochemical tests to understand which type of bacteria is this. So the most common type of bacterial cell shape is this number 1, which is called bacillus or bacilli, plural bacilli. It means rod-shaped bacterium. So rod-shaped bacterium, as the name suggests, will be like this. It will be rod-shaped, various types of rods, a little more longer, or so it may vary from 1 micrometer diameter to say about 6 micrometer in length. The most common example is the Bacillus subtilis. Various species of Bacillus, in fact, Bacillus subtilis, Bacillus thuringiensis, Bacillus megatherium, Bacillus stierothermophilus, the Lactobacillus species, different types of. And the gram-negative bacteria also, like the E. coli, the Pseudomonas, even the Rhizobium under the culture condition, they are rod-shaped. Agrobacterium tumefaciens, Agrobacterium species, tumefaciens, as well as the Agrobacterium rhizogenes. These are also rod-shaped bacterium. Next, most predominant is the Cocci. Plural is Cocci, singular is Coccus. That means the spherical bacterium. They have a spherical shape. That means they will be like this. The diameter is about 1 micrometer. And the examples of this is say Monococcus, Diplococcus, Streptococcus, Staphylococcus, etc. Now they have different cell arrangement, but the basic cell shape is this Cocci, that is spherical. There is another type. Where did it go? There is another type in between this Cocci and Bacilli. Those are called Coccbasili. That means it is neither coccus, neither fully spherical nor rod-shaped. It is oval in shape. So it will have a shape like this. Okay. So the example of this is this is not very common. One example is Aquaspirulum. Various species of Aquabacterium, Aquabacterium intermedium, Aquabacterium oryzae. There are many, 13-14 species of Aquabacterium are there. Those have a shape like this, Coccbasili. Then you can talk about the Vibrios. That means the comma-shaped bacterium. They have a shape like comma, like this, flagellated. The example is Vibrio choleri, of course. The name Vibrio is derived from that because it is comma-shaped. Next is Spirelli. The example, the name, as the name suggests, it is spiral in shape. It is a spiral bacterium like this. Okay, spirally, they are non-flexible spirillum, spiral bacteria. Example is Spirillum is one genus, Spirillum species. There is Aquaspirulum is another. Aquaspirulum magnetitectum, magnetic bacterium. These have a spiral shape. There is a flexible spirally. They are flexible in nature. The example is this Spirocete or Spirocate, whatever you say. They have a flexible spiral body, and this is so because of the presence of periplasmic flagella. They bear periplasmic flagella, also called endoflagella. Because of this, this flexible nature is there. Then there are filamentous bacteria. Filamentous. Filamentous bacteria, the example of that is Chloroflaxus. Okay, Chloroflaxus, it is one photosynthetic bacterium. They are filamentous in nature, like this long rods actually, you can say. Okay, so this is filamentous bacterium. Then you can talk about the mycelial or hyphal, like fungal hyphae. Their cell structure is, and they belong to the group called actinomycetes. These are soil bacterium, and there are different species of actinomycetes. We will talk about that. Not actinomycetes. Actinomycetes is a group. The name actinomycetes, the mycetes, what comes from this mycelial nature, which is similar to that of the fungal mycelium, but it is not fungi because the cell wall is made up of peptidoglycan, as well as the cells are prokaryotic in nature. There are 70S ribosomes. So these features are bacterial features, and the term actino means the star. They form star separate colonies when they are grown in agar plates. Okay, so that's why the name actinomycete is there, and they form hyphae like this. Okay, and sometimes the hyphae are branched. They are branched and they produce aerial branching like this, and they may bear conidia at their tips. These conidial branches are, again, they have different shapes, spirals, coiled structures like that. So these are conidia. So they're very much similar to that of fungi, but they are not fungi. So example of mycelial or this group is Streptomyces. Various species of Streptomyces, like Streptomyces griseus, and there are Nocardia, Frankia. They all belong to actinomycetes. Frankia is nitrogen fixing bacteria. Then number 9 will be, let's talk about the stalked bacteria. Stalked bacterium. This is another shape that is included in bacteria. There are two types of stalks. One is the true stalk, and the other is what happened to this? True stalks. The other is a type of stalk that we call prostheca. So there are two types of stalks. One is the true stalk that is simply called stalked bacterium. The other is called prosthecate. What is the difference? Stalk is externally, it is a secreted material. So This is the example of a stalk bacterium, that is Gallionella, in which you will find some secretory material outside the cell. Okay, so this is the example called Gallionella, example of stalk bacteria. Another is this Nebskia, that also secretes polysaccharide like materials outside the cell. The stalks are thus secreted outside the cell, but the prostheca, they are extension of cell proper, like this one. This is a drawing example of a Coccbacter. So you can see this is called prostheca, and this is extension of cell proper because this is a plasma membrane and it is filled with protoplasm. It is filled with cytoplasmic material, you can say. So this is example of prosthecate bacteria, Coccbacter. Another example is maybe Rhodomicrobium. So Rhodomicrobium looks like this. It is also prosthecate bacterium. It produces branched prostheca, and sometimes it bears so this is branched prostheca. It bears a triangular cyst in the middle. Like this. This is the cyst. One example of cyst forming bacteria is this Rhodomicrobium. This is cyst, and these are prostheca. So Rhodomicrobium is another example of prosthecate bacterium. So these are various shapes of bacteria, and there are a few others which are called cynomorphic bacterium because they resemble some of the cyanophycean alga like the Beggiatoa or Cholothrix, like that. So that's all about different shapes of bacterium. Thanks for watching.